How do demons enter your home? There's a lot of people, they sometimes lack the spiritual knowledge when it comes to demons, right? In Christianity and many churches, people often talk about demons, they talk about deliverance. But oftentimes, a lot of people, they don't know how demons can enter a person's house. A lot of times, people, they have demons that's inside their house right now, and they don't even know it. They got demonic spirits right inside of their house, and they don't even know it. And a lot of people, they'll sometimes wonder, how do demons enter a house? Listen, y'all. The main thing about demons is, demons, for them to come in, they would have to have some type of legal right. They would have to have some type of legal right, and you have to allow them in. Now, how does a demon enter a house? Now, the main way for a demon to enter a house is really based on your lifestyle. That's really the main reason. The type of life you live will attract either God's presence or attract the enemy's camp towards you. For example, a person who's living for God, a person who they're living right, they're avoiding sin, they're avoiding fornication, they're avoiding weed, they have a house of worship, they probably got a godly altar, they have a house of prayer. An atmosphere like that will bring the presence of God in. Atmosphere, everybody in the house is living for God. Everybody in their house is living for God, everybody is a follower of Christ, and they've given their life to God. Now, how demons will enter is when you live in a lifestyle of sin. And this is y'all why I preach so much about the type of life you live on my channel numerous times. When you live a lifestyle of sin, not only does it affect your body, but it affects your home. When you live a lifestyle of fornication, you live a lifestyle of adultery, you live a lifestyle of you idolize people, you idolize your job, you idolize celebrities. What you're doing is you're allowing the kingdom of darkness to take place in your house. You really expect God's presence to come in if you live in a lifestyle of fornication? You live in a lifestyle of fornication. You having all these different people come in and outside your house. You sleep with all these different people. You got men to where they sleep with like 100 women, right? They bring all these different women in their house to sleep with. And yet you don't expect demons to come into your house eventually? You got women to where they selling their body and lying. Some people nowadays, they doing OnlyFans. They're doing pornography. And yet you somehow shocked that your house has a demonic presence over it? You somehow shocked that there's a dark presence over your house? No. It was bound to happen. Look how you're living. You live in a lifestyle of sin. There's no way you can live a lifestyle that glorifies the enemy and expect God's presence to come in. It just won't be the case. It just won't happen. Another way for demons to come in is what type of people. This kind of ties into the first one, like I said. Especially when you live in a lifestyle of fornication, adultery, sins pertaining to those categories. What type of people you bring into your house? You have to understand that in this life, you can't be friends with everybody. Some of these churches, they didn't like to speak this truth because they didn't want to offend nobody. They didn't want nobody to be turned off. They didn't want to seem like we think we're better than anybody, but no. It's not about us being better than people, right? It's not about us being better than people. It's not about us looking down upon people. What you have to understand is that in this life, you can't be friends with everybody. And more importantly, you cannot bring anybody into your house. You have to understand that certain people, they carry evil spirits among them. Not everybody's carrying the presence of God. Some people, they carry evil spirits among themselves. Some people carry a spirit of hatred, a spirit of jealousy, a spirit of envy. Some people got depressing spirits. You get around them, you start feeling depressed, you start feeling lonely. You was happy like a pig in mud just a few seconds ago. Now all of a sudden you get around this person. Now all of a sudden you feel depressed, you feel strange, you feel weird. Some people got angry spirits. They love to fight. They love to go out and start beef. They like to go out and start drama with people. So you have to understand this. People who carry those types of spirits. If you feel like that just being out next to them on the street, just imagine you bring them inside your house. Those same spirits inside of them will follow. Those same depressive spirits, anger spirits, spirit of hatred, envious spirits, those same spirits will follow. You can't just have that person just come inside your house and just leave out like they alright. Not everybody needs to be coming in your house. You have to understand this. You cannot bring everybody into your house. That's like you bring a murderer into your house. Of course the spirit of murder is going to come in there. You can't just bring certain people into your house if they're not carrying the presence of God. You better keep them out because those spirits will come into your house. And if you don't pay attention, if you ain't got discernment, those spirits will be lingering over your household. And you won't even know it. This how some people's house become cursed. This how some people their house now all of a sudden has a dark atmosphere. Pay attention to what type of presence are coming into your house. Listen, yo, I've seen households to where the person, right? The person was a Christian. The household was clean. When they got the house, they prayed it out. They anointed it. That house is carrying the presence of God. Angels were going all about the household. The household had the presence of God, right? But then all of a sudden, they bring that one coworker in. They bring that one friend in to stay with them. They bring that one family member from a different city, a different state, a different country to stay with them. Because they probably want to be nice. They probably want to help them get them on their feet, right? Now all of a sudden, that atmosphere is now dark. Now all of a sudden, that atmosphere, there's just a dark presence over it. Some people are like, wow, I used to come to your house. It used to feel so nice and peaceful, but now it feels strange. Now there's like a bad vibe about it. Pay attention to who is in that house. Another way for demons to enter your house, the type of objects you bring in. Like, look, we're in the end of October, right? We're in the end of October. Today is October 28th. What's a lot of people doing now? A lot of people decorating for Halloween. A lot of people, they be putting up these evil demonic skeletons, these evil demonic dark figures inside their house. They be talking about Happy Halloween. Let's see, I did a video on Halloween last year. You could go and check that video out. It talks about the dark beginnings of Halloween. Now, help me understand this. You put up these evil demonic figures outside your house. You put up these spooky skeletons. You put up these pumpkins with these evil faces. And yet you don't expect demons to enter your house? Explain to me how the presence of God is going to come into a household where there's demonic figures inside of it. It just won't make no sense. And it's not just around Halloween time. Look at the stuff people bring inside their house. People be bringing in some of these scary movies. People be buying some of these scary books. People be bringing some of these evil horror movies into our house. These evil books into our house. Now you got people nowadays, they got witchcraft books. They got books on how to be a witch. They got books on how to conjure up evil spirits. Now people are doing stuff to where they pray to their ancestors. But what do you expect? Of course demons are going to come in. You're inviting them. You're inviting them into your household. One thing about demons, they draw into darkness. If you got a household that's full of worship, a household that's glorifying God, you think demons are going to enjoy an atmosphere? No. But when you got an atmosphere that glorifies darkness, you expect the presence of God to be there. It just won't happen. And some people, they even make it worse. Some people be putting up these posters of some of these evil celebrities, some of these demonic celebrities, some of these demonic rap artists. You over here talking about, you wonder why your house feels so dark, but then look, all throughout your house you got posters of some of these celebrities. And some of these celebrities are evil. Some of them some of them have dark presences. You got some of these celebrities to where they're on camera mocking God. They got songs mocking God. And you got posters of them inside of your house, and you expect God's presence to dwell? No, of course the came of darkness gonna come in. You're allowing them to. Some people, y'all, they be even having some of these evil, some of these drill artists in some of their houses. Having their albums, having their songs playing throughout their house, having their posters. What do you expect? You got artists over there talking about they rapping and killing people. Talk about they shooting the ops block up. And yet you got them inside your house. You got their poster inside your house. And yet you don't expect there to be a dark atmosphere to conjure about? Of course there will. Another thing. How demons also enter your house. What do you watch? Oh, that's important. If you watch a lot of creepy videos, like come on. If you're a man, if you're a woman, if you watching stuff like OnlyFans models, if you watching stuff like pornography, if you watching stuff like horror movies constantly, of course demons are going to come enter your house. Because your screen, right, is a portal for demons to enter. Your screen is a portal for demons to come in. Of course it's going to enter your house. You having these films playing in your house. You got Chucky and all these evil films playing in your house. Jason Voorhees and all these different movies playing in your house constantly. Of course demons are going to come in. People have to understand. Music, the stuff you listen to, the movies you watch, the shows you watch is another portal for demons to come in. If you constantly having movies about people being chopped up to pieces, if you constantly have horror movies playing about people being skinned to, if you constantly have movies about Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, about him going in the woods and hunting people and chopping their heads off, if you constantly have that playing in your house, of course demons are going to enter. You got horror movies in your house. Last time I checked, when did horror movies invite the presence of God? When did horror movies invite God in? That's just not the case. So many people, they be opening portals to demons. Demons, they enter through portals. If you got portals of all these different evil atmospheres taking place, all these different evil movies being played in your house. Some people be having some horrible movies played in your house. I heard about stories of people playing movies like what was that movie called that came out in the early 70s? What was it? The Exorcist? I believe that's the name of it, right? I heard that movie was so demonic to where some actors or producers died while making that film. That some people, they couldn't even sleep at night. Some people, they had just a dark atmosphere of their house after they played that movie. I mean, what do you expect? That movie I heard was dark. I don't think I've ever watched that movie growing up, but that movie I heard was very dark. It just had a dark vibe about it. And you allowing this stuff to play in your household. Another thing, you gotta also pay attention. What are your kids bringing in? What are your loved ones bringing in? Some people, they be married to people, right? You might be a Christian, right? You might be a Christian. You saved, you living for God. But then you probably married to an unsaved person. Not only does the unsaved person carry demons because they're not saved yet, but what are they bringing into your house? Are they bringing worldly friends into your house? Are they bringing these demonic movies? Are your kids bringing these evil figures from school into your house? Some of these kids go to school, they pick up stuff like horoscope cards, tarot card reading, some other kids. They bring these astrology things, these astrology cards, and you wonder why all of a sudden your house feels dark. Some of y'all gotta check your kids, man. Check their book bags. Look what they bringing in. Some of your kids be going to the store using fake IDs, bringing in pornography movies. Some of them be buying games like Grand Theft Auto, where there's nothing but killing and robberies happening in game. And you wondering why your house feels so dark. Listen, y'all. Always do an atmosphere check. Because sometimes you don't know what could be lingering in your house. It can even be stuff from your past, right? You might have stuff in your house, right, to where it's from your past, now you saved, right? But then you got that horror movie in your house that you bought when you were 14 years old. You got that Grand Theft Auto game. You got that pornography movie in your house that you had when you were younger. And you think because you saved now, you repented, that it might not affect your atmosphere. Yes. Get that stuff in your house. Throw that stuff in garbage. Whatever you gotta do. Get that stuff in your house because it will affect your atmosphere. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. How you expect blessings to flow when you got an atmosphere full of demons? How you expect the blessings of God, the angels of God, to be amongst your house? For the Holy Spirit to dwell amongst your house? When you got nothing but darkness in your house. That's funny to me about people. People be putting stuff up for Halloween, for example. Then they wonder why their house feels so dark afterwards. They wonder why they sometimes wake up with scratches. They wonder why they sometimes hear voices at night. They sometimes wonder why they hear knocking on the walls. Let's say I've heard the stories of people who lived in houses that were haunted, houses that were filled with demons. They even got stuff to where their whole cabinet just started shaking. They put something down, next thing you know, they see that thing just randomly moved. Y'all gotta evaluate your atmosphere, man. Like, atmosphere is very important. It don't hurt to have some gospel music playing in your house throughout the day. To have some praise and worship music playing throughout your house. Any type of music that glorifies God, it don't hurt to have it playing. But get this evil music, these evil movies, these evil TV shows, these evil movies, man. Get these demonic people out of your house. I don't care if that's your family member. They demonic, get them out. Cause what would you rather have? Would you rather have an atmosphere where God's presence is dwelling and it's just you, or rather keep your friends or your family around because you feel lonely and have the whole atmosphere be dark? Have a dark vibe about your house. Listen, y'all, you gotta do what you gotta do because this is your walk with God. In this walk with God, it's not about, oh, that's my homeboy, oh, that's my homegirl. It's not about, oh, that's my family member, that's my cousin, that's my aunt, that's my uncle, oh no, but thicker and wide. It's not about that no more. When you come into God, it's about the kingdom. It's about who's living for God. That's who you gotta connect with. You can't just connect with people just because, oh, that's my uncle, so I'm gonna connect with him. No. You gotta connect with people who living for God, who going down that path for God. That's who you gotta connect with. You can't just be connected with people just because you guys are the same flesh and blood. No, because that's how demons will catch you. That's how a dark atmosphere will continue to be amongst your house. Because you connecting with people just because you guys have the same blood. Oh, just because you guys look alike. Oh, just because you guys are the same nationality. Oh, because you guys are the same race. No. That's exactly how the enemy will catch you. That's exactly how demons will enter, because you look at the wrong sight. You're supposed to look at people through spiritual eyes. supposed to be looking at people through your spiritual knowledge that God gave you. You can't just look at somebody and say, oh, because we same nationality, we cool. Oh, because we the same race, we cool. No, because that's not how God judges people. Because God don't even look at outside appearance. He look in the heart. God look in the heart. He don't look at how tall you are, how short you are. If you black, if you white, he look in the heart. So you gotta start to look at people through those lenses. Look in their heart, look in their soul. If they got a dark vibe, they got a dark heart, they got a dark atmosphere about them, they got a dark presence. You gotta keep your distance from them. Don't be inviting them to your house. Don't be going to their house. Don't just be taking everything from them. Because when demons come in and you start getting attacked by them, it's because you allowed it to happen. Listen, live a lifestyle that glorifies God, so that the blessings of God will flow amongst you. Because the blessings of God, it's hard for God's blessing to flow in your household. It's hard for God's presence to come in when you got a whole atmosphere full of darkness. When you got whole demons, the legions of demons inside your house. Be smart, y'all. I know God gave y'all common sense. We gotta be smart, because if we're not careful, we could easily open up portals to the enemy. Open up portals for demons to come in. This could be any of us. This includes myself. We always gotta stay ahead, man. We always gotta stay constantly evaluating our walk with God. Constantly looking if we're doing something that glorifies God. Constantly looking to see what we're doing is right. Because it don't take much for demons to come in. They're just waiting for open doors. People think demons only come in if you go out and just go rob somebody, if you go kill somebody. No. Just you bringing certain objects into your house can bring demons. Now you got people doing stuff like New Age, conjure up New Age spirits in their house. People doing yoga, they even realize where the origins of yoga. Not even knowing yoga is tied to Hinduism. Not even knowing they allow those Hindu demons to come into their house. Be on the watch, y'all. Be on the lookout, man, because we're in the last days. The enemy is very rampant, and he's looking to destroy as many people as possible. Whenever you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, share it, and have a blessed day. And always use your spiritual discernment.